Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend, these YouTube streets, Porter Rock 77, back with another video. You like my pillow? You know, the greatest controller produces the greatest pillow. My wife bought this for me. She found it at Walmart. Yo, where she got this from? I have no idea. And it's official. It's not even, it's not fake or anything. It's crazy. But anyway, let me talk real quick about. I'm impressed out of the true Xbox gamers in the community. I'm really impressed. And the reason why I'm impressed, for the first time, I'm seeing. Now, I don't want to say backlash. Well, you could say backlash. It's not really backlash, but they have been enlightened. They're seeing the bullshit, and they're seeing the bullshit among the fanboys for the first time. I think they're finally to realize the amount of bullshit that their community have. I'm impressed, right? And it's all because of the Xbox branded Rogue Ally. It's obvious that it's just a Rogue Ally X with the name Xbox on it, right? It's not an actual Xbox centric Xbox OS device where you can play, where pretty much everything that you have on your Series X or Series S, you can run it on this Xbox branded Rogue Ally. You can't. Number one, for example, the versions of games that doesn't have a PC version cross entitlement, you can't play on your Xbox branded Rogue Ally, right? Halo 5, like for example, Halo 5, you can't play it. Any third party game you bought on your console that is not cross entitlement, you can't play those games, Grand Theft Auto 6, when it comes out and you buy it on your console, you won't be able to play it because the only way to play it on that is you need the PC version through Steam or something. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of gamers are like, a lot of Xbox centric gamers, they're like, this is not an Xbox handheld. It's just the same PC handheld that's already out there. Sure, they may have updated the UI, the OS, the Windows OS, to make it gaming more appealing, but it's still just PC gaming. They can't take their library. Many of the games that they bought on their console doesn't work because it doesn't have a PC version cross entitlement. And even if it did have a PC version, it doesn't have cross entitlement. So you would have to buy the game again, either on the Xbox store because it's not cross entitlement, or most PC gamers buy on Steam. So the real Xbox gamers are like, man, this is bullshit, and they're saying this is bullshit. They were expecting an actual Xbox handheld that literally transfers everything over to the handheld as long as the hardware is able to do it. So they know this is just a PC handheld. And now they're starting realizing that if Microsoft is doing this to the handheld, then what does that spell with the console? Meaning, it's not going to be a console. It's going to be another PC. It's going to be a PC gaming device. And oddly enough, this is the stuff I've been saying months ago. This is what I said last year when I made the video. Xbox third-party, hardware strategy sucks. It's stupid, right? And I told everybody this. I warned everybody this, right? Well, at least I warn everybody that listens to me and rocks with the channel, right? Sadly, these Xbox gamers are figuring this out, finding out now. Now they're figuring out when they could have been understood this was happening. But the people they listen to, the content creators they listen to, they never talked about this. Now, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you this. I was watching a Digital Foundry video talking about the Xbox handheld, and they were like, they're confused. They don't understand. They were saying, I'm paraphrasing, they don't understand the branding. They don't understand what Microsoft's doing because this is a PC handheld. It's the same PC handheld you're available now. You could buy the Xbox Rogue now and do exactly the same thing. You could buy MSI Claw, right? And the funny thing is, the PC handhelds that are out now, they're going to get the update. So you're going to get the UI interface anyway. Right, really. So if you already own the Rogue Ally, you don't have to buy this unless you want more powerful hardware. That's really it. It's just a hardware upgrade. Or you could just wait, if you prefer Lenovo, the Legion, just wait for a more powerful Legion and you're going to get the update either. Whatever, it's just PC handheld. And it's not like there's a lot of PC handhelds anyway. Total is like around 6 million. 4 million of it is not even Windows, it's Steam Deck, Steam OS. So the majority of PC handheld gamers aren't even on the Windows. Anyway, besides the point. Digital Foundry's confused, and they don't understand the branding. I'm gonna have to call BS on that. I think they do understand the branding. I think they do understand. The problem is they can't say it. Here's the thing. So that way you guys understand. People have to protect their brand if they're really focused on, their channel, being a content creator as either a part-time job, or they want to be a full-time creator, or they have an established brand like Digital Foundry, right? So Digital Foundry has to pretend, and this is just me assumption. Maybe they don't know. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. I could be wrong. Maybe they really don't understand. But I just can't see them not understanding because it's so obvious. That's why I'm like, they're bullshitting, They're just simply protecting the brand. Now I'm going to explain why they're protecting the brand. They can't, in order to understand what Microsoft is doing, you have to accept the basic truth, the basic reality. And it's real basic. The basic reality is Microsoft failed for 2 generations consecutively to be able to produce a successful hardware strategy with their console. And the hardware strategy with the console is the console is your marketplace. Think of it as Steam. That's the place where you want vast amount of console sales, because that means it's in the homes of gamers. And when gamers buy games and stuff, they're doing it through the console, and Microsoft gets their 30% cut. Whether it's money transactions, indies, big AAAs, doesn't matter. All content, all games that are in console industry, you're buying through Xbox. They have not been able to do that. PlayStation has been the dominant console. 2 generations back to back, Microsoft has failed as a console market strategy. So, since the strategy failed, they went with the third-party publisher strategy. But when you're a publisher strategy, meaning you're going to make games, and that's going to be your primary focus of how you make money, the sales of your own games, vice the sales of other people's games, marketplace strategy, then you don't really need your own box at that point. You're just going to rely on other people's boxes, right? It's like Windows OS. They didn't rely on their own computer to sell Windows OS. They relied on other people's computers to sell Windows OS. Same thing, right? EA doesn't make their own box. Take-Two doesn't make their own box. Capcom doesn't make their own box. They don't make their own box to sell their own games. They rely on other people to make it, right? And as many devices they could put it on, they'll do it. Microsoft adopted the self-publishing, revenue, making money through their own self-publishing titles. The Xbox is their weakest part of their business. It sucks. It failed. But some people can't say that because it's going to piss off Xbox gamers. See, and this is not just Xbox gamers. Everybody, not everybody, but there's a lot of people who watch content on social media and they want to be placated. They want their emotions and their feelings to be validated and stuff like that, right? So depending on the channel, depending on what you want to do, there's certain things you can't say, or you're gonna lose subscribers, you're gonna lose people. People ain't gonna fuck with you, whatever. Me, I'm not worried about that because my channel is a hobbyist channel. It is not a part-time job. It is not full-time content creation. I do it because I enjoy discussing games, discussing industries, providing insight, learning insight, hearing people, listening to people, hanging out on a podcast, and just generally enjoy, just the whole fuckery of it. The good parts, the bad, or, depending on what bad is. Some bad is just nasty, But overall, the debates, the shit talking, listening, conversations, just about gaming, that's it. It's just a hobby for me, right? If this was supposed to be a part-time job, like supplemental income as a part-time job or full-time content creation, I would do things a lot different. A lot different. I would have to do a Facebook page, an Instagram, Patreon. I would probably, because I have a Twitch account, but I don't do anything with it, I would probably start streaming on Twitch at the same time. Storyboard, membership things. It was a lot of work. If you want to be a true, hobby, not hobby, but have your content creation and it's a business, even if it's a part-time business, there's a lot of work on the back end to do stuff. Storyboarding, it's a lot of stuff, right? I would change the dynamic of the podcast, right? It would be a lot of stuff beyond the hobby, right? But my stuff is a hobby and I just enjoy for what it is, right? And it's a good time. But some people can't do that. For example, Digital Foundry. Digital Foundry cannot make publicly and say that Xbox completely failed in its dog shit and Microsoft's just simply going away from console OS. They can't do that because it's going to piss off a lot of people that watch their channels who rock with Xbox. So everybody has to toe the line. Xbox content creators have to go to the line. So some toe the line and won't ever say that, even though they know that's the situation. But they're going to pretend, that this is an Xbox handheld and Microsoft's doing this, and they're gonna come up with some story about, oh my God, they're so, they're gonna massage this shit. They're gonna massage the hell out of this situation. When in reality, Microsoft's going away from the traditional Xbox OS hardware, and they're just gonna serve up PC. That's it. They're just gonna really double down on PC gaming because that means they don't have to create hardware. Plain and simple. Other people create the hardware. They don't. All right. And the people who create the hardware, they're not going to deal with an Xbox centric OS. They're going to just deal with Windows. Plain and simple. So, the Xbox gamers that I'm impressed with, they see that shit. And now they have concerns. They're like, wait a minute. What does this feel? What does this mean for the future of Xbox console and stuff like that? I've been said this. I've been told you. If you're listening to me first time and you're an Xbox gamer, and you're like, holy shit, I've been said this. I have videos on this. I even broke it down, right? Here's the crazy part that's still not being talked about because, again, people got to protect their brand, right? The Xbox content creators going to protect their brand. They're not going to tell you the bad news. Right now, they're just saying, oh, look, you can finally play PlayStation games on Xbox. Bro, it's a PC handheld. You could do that, like, literally, if you really wanted to do that, you could have been done that. Buy an MSI Claw, buy a Lenovo, Legion Go or Legion. Buy the Rogue Ally. You could have been done that for like the last 2-3 years or whatever. But then again, most people don't. Let's not pretend that the PC handheld game is the wave. A total over the last 3 years, a total of 6 million units have sold, and half of them is Steam Deck. So it's a very niche market anyway, right? But anyway, back to the guys protecting the brand. They just come up with some bullshit like, oh my God, Microsoft did it, whatever, whatever, whatever. But they won't talk about how this is a step forward of getting rid of the console. So you're going to be forced to play on PC. And then finally, the price. This thing's not going to be cheap. Y'all ready to drop $800, $900 on a handheld when y'all guys were crying about the Pro? Yeah, okay. There's a reason why these handhelds ain't selling a lot. Because these suckers are like $800, $900, some even $1,000. They're not cheap. They're not cheap at all. And most people ain't paying that much money for a handheld. Are you ready to do that? And if you think that's going to be expensive, wait till you get these pre-built PCs with the Xbox sticker on it. But they're pre-built PCs. You might want to look up the Asus NUC and you see. That's pretty much what you're going to be getting. Right? And the Xbox gamers, the real ones, not the fanboys, granted, they didn't pay attention. They're within the community. They don't like PlayStation fans, PlayStation fanboys, they don't like people talking shit. But they're finally waking up. They're seeing the bullshit. And they're saying that this is a problem. They can't play their library other than the games that are play anywhere. But the third-party games that they bought, they won't be able to play on the handheld. Grand Theft Auto 6 the day it comes out, they won't be playing on this handheld. They have to wait for the Steam version. And now they're wondering, like, so is it just pretty much play on Steam? And some of them are even saying, for that, they just go to PC right now and just forget about the console. If Microsoft's not going to move their entire library over, right? Or whatever. They might as well just go start on PC. And some says they might as well just get a PC and Steam Deck. Because at least Steam Deck plays everything on the Steam library. Other than, the games that's not verified for Steam Deck and stuff, right? Because, power is a factor. But it's interesting. This is where we at. And I called it. For those of you who are shocked and whatever, you're not just paying attention. At the end of the day, you just simply have to accept the reality and truth. Just accept the one truth. Accept this one truth. And then you can understand where Microsoft's heading. If you accept that Microsoft has been an abysmal failure as a console maker and that their console market strategy is a complete failure, then you could completely understand that as a business, why they want to no longer produce consoles. It's easy to understand the concept, but you first have to accept that the Xbox console business was a failure, back to back. Xbox One generation was a failure, and now the Xbox Series generation is a failure. If you can accept that one truth, right, then it's not hard to understand what is going on. It's actually obvious. You could be like, duh, of course they want to get rid of consoles. Of course they don't want to make consoles. It's the one part of their business that constantly fails. So why would they want to start a new generation with a strategy that just simply fails for them? It's not a hard concept. I think people are now starting to realize the truth. But the fanboys that don't, hey, you're just gonna look stupid. Just keep looking dumb. I mean, I don't know what to tell ya. You're gonna end up on PC anyway. But if you are an Xbox gamer right now and you're thinking, no, I don't want to play on PC. I don't want to do that. I want an actual console. Actually dedicated, simple. All the benefits that has a console and stuff like that. The best bang for your buck in terms of pricing. Well, sadly, there's only gonna be two brands. You go with PlayStation or you go with Nintendo. The two console market. Oh my God, that's really gonna be your choice because Microsoft is not playing that game no more. They're not gonna give you a console the way you think they do. They're gonna give you a pre-built PC, and they're gonna have somebody else build it for you. Because most likely it'll be Asus. It could be multiple people. It could be like, listen, anybody can make an Xbox console, right? But it's not a console. It'll be a PC. So anybody's gonna build the PC and just slap the word Xbox on it. It's an Xbox branded PC, gaming PC. And based on the price, you're not paying $500-$600. Them shit is gonna be like pre-built PC pricing. $1,100, $1,200. And you guys be like, and some of you may be like, you don't want that. You don't want a game on PC. Well, you're gonna be having to choose between a PlayStation or Nintendo. Now, those of you who don't care and you just want access to Game Pass, you'll be all right. PC Game Pass, that's what you're gonna be playing on. It is what it is. Anyway, you let me know what you think. Let me know if you're one of those Xbox gamers, what you finally think about Microsoft's vision and how they're gonna come. Are you down with it? Are you okay going from a console gamer to now PC gamer because maybe you think it's time, maybe you're gonna give it a chance, or are you upset that Microsoft's gonna take away the console from you, and now the only way you could continue to play on console is through PlayStation and Nintendo? Are you okay with that? Does that piss you off? Are you gonna stop gaming? Like, let me know what you think in the comment section. But this is for the Xbox gamers. If you're an Xbox gamer, give me, I want to read your thoughts. And, please hit it up in the comment section. I'm interested to see how you feel about what's going on. How do you feel with Microsoft forcing you to PC gaming and what you're gonna end up doing? Be interesting to see. Anyway, your only friend is YouTube Street Sporter Rock 77. I will check you guys out on Friday for my Friday Night Live. I still haven't locked down a guest. Hopefully I could get one by Friday. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, you guys take care. Peace.